So welcome to our first live tour of the new Nye Bevan unit. It's really exciting time. There's still building work going on in the unit at the moment, so it's hard hats on, I'm afraid. And we're going to take you around every single area and just talk through some of the specific things that we'll be doing in each area. We're due to go live with the unit in October, but the builders will be handing over to us probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if we go through, so this is where patients will now enter the unit through either by ambulance or walking through. We'll go through the main doors. So the Walter Tull Ward straight ahead, and then if you want to go into the Esther White ward, it's through those doors and up the stairs, and there's a lift there as well. So as we go into the ward itself, so this is the assessment unit. First of all, we've got the kitchen. So patient meals, etc. will all be done within here. Patients, when they arrive, will start to book in at this desk where we'll have a receptionist and a seating area, and then patients will be called through. If patients are not well enough to sit on chairs, then they'll come through with the ambulance and go straight into the next area. Just before we go into the main ward, I'd just quite like to show you some of the facilities that we've got. So the first one is the linen room. One of the things that we currently find on our wards is that we don't have enough storage. So within this facility, we've made sure that we have got an awful lot of storage. One of the areas that I would like to show you is quite a large storage area. So this is one of the biggest storage areas that I've seen. We've got room for mattress racks. There will be racking in here so that there's enough storage for the whole ward. Probably twice, 3 times as big as the storage that we have on the main wards in the hospital. So if we walk out into the main area, we've got some office space on the left hand side, and some of our consultants, administrators, nurses will be based up here. As we come in, there is a single side room to start with. Now this room is specifically designed so that we can have access for patients who require ultrasound. And as you can see on the ceiling, we've got some special equipment to enable that to happen. And then just coming through, this is one of the single bays. So it's a 5-bedded bay, enough room for 5 beds, and then we've also got toilet and bathroom facilities at the bottom. Each bay within the Nye Bevan unit is mirrored, so all the bays exactly the same setup, just perhaps different aspects to them. As we walk through the Nye Bevan, I'll talk more about the assessment bays and the bedded bays and what that means. So patients will be called through. This is the nurses' station within our assessment hub. The nursing staff and consultant staff are wanting to call this the cube at the moment. So as you can see, it does look a little bit like a cube, it's square. Within this area here, it's our second waiting area. So patients, as they come in, they're called through, they can then wait here. Visitors, I expect, will also be waiting here. And the nurses will be all over the ward. They won't just be specifically at the nurses' station. And as we walk through, I'll be able to show you exactly what that means. So we're coming into the assessment bay now. This is a really large open space, much bigger area than we've had before for assessment. There's enough space here for 6 patients. And what will happen is patients will come either from the GP, they might come from A&E, they might come from straight from ambulance, from home. They'll come into this area and be rapidly assessed by a doctor. Of course, we'll have nurses here doing assessment as well, but primarily the assessment will take place by the doctor. That will be quite a quick assessment. a very quick diagnosis and then a treatment plan, which may mean that you need to stay in for a period of time, and if you need to stay in for 24 hours, that's likely to be on this ward. If you need to stay in for up to 48 hours, we would move you then to upstairs, and we'll talk through that area at another time. Or you might need to stay in for longer than 48 hours. If that's the case, then we would move you to one of the base wards within the main hospital. Or, even better still, you might be going home, which is fantastic. That's what the main aim of getting you assessed quickly and then off home. So we'll have specific nurses dedicated to this area that are used to dealing with patients who are really acutely unwell. They know what to do straight away, how to assess you, get you moving, and get you into the most appropriate area within the hospital. So that's the assessment bay. And as we walk through, you can then see the ward's quite big compared to some of our other wards. You can just see right down the bottom, it's quite a long corridor. Because of the size of this area, we have had to employ additional nurses. So we would normally have one nurse to 8 beds within the hospital. Within this area, we will have between 1 nurse to 4 beds and 1 nurse to 6 beds. So if we walk through, we'll be able to show you some of the areas. So again, another storeroom. Plenty of storage space, really important. And again, a 5-bedded bay mirrors exactly the same as what we saw in the first bay when we entered the ward. Toilet facilities, shall we have a quick look at the toilet and bathroom facilities in here? Hoping that there's no builders. So our bathrooms, toilet and sink, and then shower just round to the left. Fantastic facility, excellent for disabled patients as well. Big enough to make sure that we've got a couple of nurses in here and a patient if patients do need 2 nurses at any one time. So just want to mention these. We don't currently have these within our ward areas, but what this means is the nurse can bring a laptop, a computer, their paperwork, and they can deal with whatever they need to do administration-wise here within the bay, rather than back at the nurse's station. So the idea is that you will always have presence within a bay of patients. So mobile working area, plug in, move your laptop out to another area if need be. So we'll just walk through to the end of the ward. I'll show you some of the other bays as we go past. So bay 4, same setup. What you can see within the bays as well is that we've got the medical gases and the nurse call station integrated now at the side of the bed. Okay, so exactly the same setup as the other areas. Very large space compared to what we've currently got. Single room. So again, set up for those kinds of patients who need nursing in a single room. They may have some infection, we wouldn't want to cross-contaminate, so specifically designed for that reason. If we just go in, you can also see that above the bed we've got some special lighting as well. So we haven't got the old-fashioned lights that come over the bed. So again, really quite modern. We'll walk out to, I'd like to show you one of our other single rooms, which is at the end of the ward. So bed 5. This room is designed. This room is designed especially for those patients who need a little bit more specialist attention. So as you can see, we haven't got any taps on the sink. So at the moment, water's working well, which is the first time that I've seen that. So we haven't got taps on the sink. We have also got all of our medical gases, nurse call behind a door. So if we need to get to it, we absolutely can. If we've got a patient in here who's perhaps at risk or again needs special attention, we would make sure that that's locked and that patients then can't get to it. Again, we don't generally have this facility in the main hospital, so it's a really, really good room to have in a new building. So if we just go out now, and again there's access via the stairs up to the second ward, which will be our short stay ward, and patients there will be 48-hour stay. So that's the tour of our assessment ward. I hope you've enjoyed the short tour, and we will shortly be doing a tour on the short stay ward to show you that area as well.